Howdy. Today is April 29th, 2023. I'm near Remington Hot Springs in California, in the Southern Sierra. This is the second attempt at making this video because yesterday I did it and the phone got really hot and shut itself off, which was fine. A little dry run. So I've got information, news, whatever in the cancer saga. Spent a week in LA seeing doctors and doing blood draws and PET scan and CT scan, both of which confirmed that I don't have lung cancer. But it also pointed out other parts of my body that I need to focus on, one of which is my colon. So in the abundance of caution, I started yesterday Dr. Schultz's colon cleanse. And it's pretty intensive. It's 5 days, 5 times a day, a heaping tablespoon of bentonite clay and other stuff that's good to clean out your colon in a 8-ounce or 16 ounces of water and fruit juice, and shoot that down. And I'm right around the corner from a porta potty, so got another 3.5 days of this, and then we'll probably begin doing a mild liver cleanse to get rid of all the stuff from these tests. And now that I know that I'm not, going to have to go through, at least for the next 6 months, another treatment round, chemo, radiation, or anything like that, I can begin to let go of some of the weight that I put on in case I had to go through that, given that I lost 50 pounds during the first treatment round, which kind of, they faked me out for the second treatment round. I put on 50 pounds, and then the drug, at the last minute we changed the treatment, and the drug that I used didn't have the same effect in terms of causing me to lose all that weight. So and I didn't know, it took me a while to realize what the side effects were going to be, and lucky for me they were pretty mild. I mostly just fatigue, but that kept me from flying for 6 months. So so from here I will be, I'm essentially free to roam. I don't have any place that I don't have any commitments to be anywhere other than the ones that I set for myself, at least until October 19th, the week of October 19th, when we'll do this whole thing all over again, with the Doctor's Week in LA. So every time it seems that I interact with these doctors, it's kind of a game changer. Brings up all sorts of stuff that has to get processed out, and especially the past 3 interactions with them, with this lung cancer scare. Each time that you face this, there's the kind of like the girding for battle kind of thing. Although I don't really like the jargon of the battle jargon around cancer. For me, I've said it before, I'll say it again as many times as necessary. For me, the cancer has been, going through it has been part of my shamanic journey, not the shamanic journey itself exclusively. because if you've been following my story at all, you know that I've been through some other what to me were actually more challenging physical events, like the accident I had in Monterey on Christmas Eve, getting yanked off of the 40 feet off the top of this dune, a 40-foot fall from the sky, and which led to me having to relearn how to walk and run, and so that I could ultimately fly again. And I'm happy to say that I've just in the past month I flew 50 times, and got to practice my landings and takeoffs, and I feel a lot more confident both in the air and coming out of it. Launching and landings, I love it. I love that moment when you're on final approach and everything is just focused on getting down and paying attention, being sensitive to anything and everything that takes place in that final stretch of sky between you and the ground. It's just doing it under all sorts of conditions from all different directions and whatnot, is just doesn't get any better. And I'm I'm just a P3. 172 flights is nothing compared to where I would need to be in order to be recognized as anything like a fully capable paraglider pilot. I mean, I know it looks cool and everything like that, but there is just so much to know. And one of the things that I've learned so far about flying in the mountains, like when I flew off of Aspen Mountain last summer, it's a whole nother learning curve. There's orders of magnitude more stuff to know and to master. And without that mastery, you are taking your life in your hands. So I'm really it feels really good to be where I'm at with the training, and trying to do my best to become a better pilot. And that'll be, if I still stay healthy, which I'm really glad. This past month in Torrey was the first time I spent a whole month there, just flying every possible day, and came away without any injuries at all. And my knees weren't all banged up. And I actually only went to the beach twice the whole time I was there, which says something about learning when to launch and land. Accurately reading conditions to be able to gauge when is the best time to launch and when is the best time to come out of the sky before the lift goes. So anyway, now that I'm through the worry and concern that naturally comes from the possibility of being faced with another treatment round. It's a natural thing that part of this journey is facing and overcoming whatever the universe wants me to face and overcome, especially when as it's related to my health and my lifestyle and on what has led me to this day. And so this is why I say, this whole thing has been a shamanic journey of self-realization and self-discovery and cleansing, and I embrace it and welcome it. And so when I hear people say, "Oh, you beat can't," I'm like, I haven't beaten anything. I'm just doing my best to make the most out of whatever I'm presented with, and to learn as much as I can about why I'm here, and why we're all here. That's what I'm most fascinated by. And I've always wanted to understand what are we doing here, and what is it like to be a human being, and what is it like for me to be the best version of myself. Those are my primary concerns. And saying all that to say that there's a lot going on that I don't have much opportunity to share, because it's all inside, and a lot of it is deconstructing who I've been in this life, letting go of what needs to be let go of, and stepping into what I came here to do. And it feels really wonderful to be on this page finally. And I see the signs in my life, primarily in large part, by what is not in my life anymore. People, places, circumstances, and also, there have been circumstances like with this van, that have demonstrated to me that I'm not where I was anymore. When my old blue van died, that's something that could have tripped me up for years, set me back for years. But in the space of a couple of months, I literally replaced it. And, in the middle of all that's going on in the world, I was able to realize this replacement and carry on. And as if it was all in stride. It was like an exercise in demonstrating mastery, exercising mastery of the ability to manifest, and not have material things completely sidetracked my spiritual practice. And because for me, this is like, I like to say it's my mobile monastery and art studio. It's more than that. It's a temple, and right now it's a temple for healing, because I know that I have needed to be alone, and to just take care of myself. I feel very blessed that I'm not in any relationships. I don't have any pets or anything else that I need to focus on right now, other than getting well and being well, no matter what I do. And my focus is really to do my best to understand what I'm doing here. And I want to do some good. I want to leave this world better than it was when I got here, by any way that I can. And that's the focus of my work. That's always been the focus of my work, is to try to do some good in the world. Yeah. So a couple more things, and I'll let you go. I have been the past 3-4 years on this shamanic journey. It's only deepening, and one of the things that's I'm in the midst of right now is I've been preparing myself to do a cannabis protocol, an anti-cancer cannabis protocol. It's essentially the quantity of full spectrum THC, CBD in 60 grams in 90 days. That's basically the Rick Simpson oil RSO protocol, anti-cancer protocol. And the first day that I was diagnosed, I tried it for 3 days, and then the next weekend I tried it again. And at the time, I didn't know how long I had to live. And I knew I couldn't be that high in case I didn't have that long. I had things I wanted to do. But when I finally got through, declared cancer-free twice, and a gift of a really good healer friend of mine last fall gave me the quantity of cannabis that I would need to make that, 60 grams of this kind of like syrup of THC, and so I haven't started that part of it yet, but I have been doing building up my tolerance. So mostly in the evenings, because I really need to be like cogent in the daytime dealing with people, but in the evenings I'm not. It's just me, and so I've been building up my tolerance to the cannabis, and now I'm about to begin the actual the main part of this. And I wanted to kind of give a heads up because one of the reasons why I'm doing it is so that I won't be kicking myself down the road in case the cancer comes back, thinking, man, I should have done that thing when I had the space to do it, And one of the reasons why I did all the tests this week was so that we would have a baseline to see, how I am physiologically before, and then I'll do this whole testing thing regimen in October, and we'll be able to see if it had any deleterious effects or if it was in any way helpful, and I'll be able to cross it off my list. But a side effect of doing this is the psychological house cleaning that comes with the process of being that stoned for half of your day. And so just on a personal note, if my posts and everything sound a little weird, like they probably have been for the past couple of months as I've been getting more acclimated to having this much cannabis in my system, if my posts start to sound a little weird, this is why. If it sounds like David's losing his mind, it's because he is. But it's all part of the plan. Hopefully I should be done with this before. I've got a couple of things I want to go to the Rainbow Gathering and stuff, and I will not, if I can help it, I will not get behind the wheel of anything if I've taken the medicine. And so that's why, at night I know I park someplace where I'm not going to have to drive, and then do the cannabis. And so I just wanted to give a heads up, and anybody that's any of my other friends that are dealing with this cancer story, you follow along, pay attention, and I'll give you updates as to how what I find along the way to see if it's, it's obviously not for everybody, and it's doesn't, there's no, it's not enough research to determine if it even works on all cancers or what cancers it works on. But so it may not even work on what I'm dealing with, but I've got to give it a shot. And I'm kind of excited. I enjoyed, before I went 22 years without doing any mood altering anything as an experiment in clarity. I really enjoyed cannabis. And honestly, the past 3 years, 3 or 4 years since I started again on the 18th, on Christmas Eve in 2018, and on Christmas Day of 2018 was the first time I'd taken any sort of cannabis, anything, since October 26, 1996. Yeah, 22 years of clarity. I wanted to see what I could accomplish in that time. And, all the books and movies and music and whatnot I've created. And, since Christmas 2018, all the books and music and paintings and stuff I've done, it doesn't seem to have slowed me down any, but it has opened up a whole depth of experience and an avenue of self-inquiry that I'm really enjoying. The insights I'm using it in a way as an accelerant, because, like, for instance, when I was first diagnosed with the cancer, and not knowing how long I had to live, I was like, there was definitely a feeling, a sense that I needed to kind of speed things up. Whatever I needed to learn or understand, or whatever the universe had to tell me, it had to tell me soon, sooner than later. I wanted to get to it as soon as possible, because I didn't know how long I was going to be around. So that, there's been definitely a kind of a work ethic to doing this psychological work, and trying to make the most, harvest these opportunities I've been blessed with, like to live past the diagnosis. 3 years so far, I think. 2019, it'll be 4 years in this September since the diagnosis, and I feel really good for the most part, but I know that there's the pace of things, things could flip any minute. Really, I mean, does anybody really know? From one moment to the next, I mean, the world could just change like that, and give us a whole nother fresh set of challenges to overcome. So anyway, that's what's up with that. That's what's happening with me. So if you see sort of wonky messages or posts on Instagram arriving usually at night, it's because I spend a lot of my time writing and meditating and just sitting still in the dark. I'm trying to understand life, the universe, and everything in myself. And when I realize something that I feel is really profound, I'm doing my best to try to record it or express it in some sort of artistic way, and to share it with the limited tools we have with this social media, right? But anyway, the journey continues, and no matter what's going on with the doctors, I'm still doing my homework. I recognize this. All of this is my homework. So there's that. I'm going to let you go. It went on a little longer than I expected, but stay tuned, fine-tuned, and I really appreciate everybody that's ever donated to my reality structure and my further existence on Earth. And some people have donated energy without realizing what they donated was inspiration. And what I got from our interaction was, something pointing me in an previously unconsidered direction, and so I'm doing my best to make the most of all of it, whatever comes. Yeah, there's that. So the last thing I want to say is I'm strongly considering the possibility of well, I think I'll leave it till the next time. Yeah, I'll have more clarity on it. But basically, what I was going to talk about is mating. Mating. Yeah, that concept. Anyway, I'm open. Open. David is open. All right. We love you and we thank you. And whenever I think of you, I'm hoping something really yummy happens for you. So there, take that.